Dear students, dear guests, buongiorno and Happy New Year. It is a great pleasure for me to take part in this new edition of the Aesi seminar, even if remotely from Brussels. Let me first thank Professor Caneva for his kind invitation. Initiatives like this are important to reflect together on the role of Europe in a rapidly changing international environment. Europe, as you know, was built as a peace project. From the beginning, the European Union was not only about economic integration, but about making sure that war between its members was no longer possible and no longer thinkable. Today, in a world marked by geopolitical confrontation, regional wars, and instability, this founding idea is being tested again. While we speak about EU leadership in peace and security, we are talking of real responsibility towards our citizens, our neighbors, and the international order we want to preserve. In this regard, the European Union has something unique to offer in this domain. Political legitimacy, economic leverage, diplomatic credibility, and long-term engagement. No other global actor brings together so many tools: development cooperation, trade policy, humanitarian assistance, sanctions, and civilian and military missions. This comprehensive approach is our strength. At the same time, we must continue to invest in diplomacy, because even in times of war, there is no alternative to a negotiated peace that respects international law. This is clear in our neighborhood. In Ukraine, for instance, the EU has shown that it can act as a geopolitical actor by supporting Ukraine's sovereignty, by providing financial, military and humanitarian assistance, and by opening the path to the EU membership. With all these tools, we have sent a clear message that peace and security must be based on respect for international law and dialogue. And in the Middle East, there Europe also has an important role to play, not only as a political actor and as a humanitarian provider, but also as a security provider through the EU missions and operations, EUBAM Rafah and EUPOL COPS. The regional tensions are intertwined, and they oblige us to tackle closely peace and security, taking into account also the human dimension. In Lebanon, the EU is also preparing to stepping up its role in view of the closing of the UNIFIL mission, which is expected by 31st of December 2027. And the same logic applies to the Western Balkans, where peace is not a given, but a political process that must be constantly nurtured. Enlargement for this region is not only a policy, it is a peace strategy. By anchoring the Western Balkans firmly to the European Union, we reduce the space for instability, for external interference and nationalistic tensions. This is one of the most successful examples of how EU integration contributes directly to security. And leadership, however, is not measured by the number of tools we possess. Leadership is measured by our ability to use them strategically and coherently. A credible European Union security and peace policy requires stronger European defense, better coordination of our armed forces, and more investment in capabilities. Italy supports all initiatives that strengthen the European pillar within NATO and enhance our collective ability to act, not to replace the alliance, but to reinforce it. A stronger Europe makes a stronger transatlantic partnership. We also need unity. In today's world, Europe can only be influential if we speak with one voice. When we are united, Europe becomes a decisive actor. And let me conclude with a broader reflection. Peace today is not only the absence of war. Peace also means security, energy security, food security, cyber security, climate security, and economic stability. The EU looks at security in this broad way because we do not see security only through a military lens, but through the stability of our societies, institutions, and economies. This is the essence of the European leadership in peace. Building the conditions for stability, not managing only crises, but preventing them, acting with partners based on rules and shared values. Italy is fully committed to this vision. A Europe that leads for peace is not an option. It is necessary for our security and our future. So thank you very much and good luck for your courses.